Trucks have come a long way. A really long way. So much so that the manufacturers are so bored, they've created the most gimmicky stuff you've ever seen in your life. I'm talking about the tailgate. Now, the tailgate has one purpose: open and close. These three trucks, they're special. And special is what people want. I borrowed these trucks from Larry H. Miller, Super Ford here in Salt Lake City, Jerry Seiner Chevrolet, which is also here in Salt Lake City, and Larry H. Miller Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Sandy, Utah. All three of these trucks are available for sale. Let's go ahead and check out the pricing on these gimmicky tailgates, and then I'm going to show you their benefits. And at the end of this video, I don't normally do this, I'm going to pick my favorite one. I don't like to do this because everyone naturally calls me a fanboy of that brand. And, well, yeah, it is what it is. We're going to do it today. Let's start with the Ram. So here's the option on the window sticker. It's called Multifunction Tailgate for $1,095. The only negative about that is that's not the only cost, because if you're getting a bighorn or a Laramie, you have to pick a level 1 or level 2 equipment group. So it's $1,095, and in the case of this limited level 1, plus that $49.95. So you cannot get it as a standalone option. Ram forces you to pick something else to get that tailgate. Not a fan of that, but that's just how it goes. And here's the other thing: you cannot get that tailgate on a tradesman. Now, in my humble opinion, a work truck should almost come standard with that tailgate, and it does not. So let's move over to the Ford truck. Now, I want to point out that this is going to be a Lariat, and you guys will see under the options is bed utility package for $1,620. Now, this is a package. It has a few other things that come in there, and you guys will see there, Pro Access Tailgate. So that's what this gimmicky tailgate is called. With that being said, you cannot get this on the XL, XLT, nor the STX. Now, it says it's available for the trimmer, and it comes standard with their 402A equipment group, which is $11,500 somewhere in there. They also say that it's standard on King Ranch, Platinum, and Raptor. Now, I've done a few videos on these 2024s on those trim levels, and I have not seen this tailgate yet. So I don't know if they changed that sometime within the month or last month, but yes. With Ford, you're going to pay close to $2,000 to get this tailgate. We've made it to the Chevy boys over here. Under the options, you'll see Multiflex Tailgate for $445. Now, this is an RST. There's a ton of options on it. The good news is, with Chevy, you don't have to get any of that crap. You can just get the tailgate, and on top of that, it's available all the way down to the work truck, all the way up to the high country. And as you guys know, I don't have a GMC here. If I had a GMC here, their Multipro Tailgate, which is the exact same thing as this Chevy's, it comes standard. So when it comes down to practicality and what makes sense, GM wins that round 100%. Now, I'm not doing rounds here. I'm just saying, when it comes down to pricing and when it comes down to making it easy to get, they definitely do it the best. I don't understand why you would make a tailgate like this optional or even not available on lower trim levels, but it is what it is. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the functions, starting with the Ram. Do you guys see that slit down this tailgate? That's how you know it's the upgraded one. Now, they give you two buttons. The one that you normally use is up here. It's electronic, and as you guys saw, the tailgate is assisted, and it goes down just like a regular tailgate, right? So pretty easy. It's not power going back up, by the way. But with that being said, there's another thing you could push here, which allows this to open this way. Now, most people might wonder, why do you need the tailgate to open this way? Now, I will answer that question, because if you've ever been to a campground, especially a sketchy one, sometimes you don't want people to see what's inside your bed. So if you just want to grab something out like this, you can do that without showing the world what you have. Show all your goodies to everybody. You don't want to do that all the time. That being said, with Ram, they have it to where you can open this side too. Now, if you're someone who doesn't plan on really using their bed like a bed should, you might want to put some drawers in here, like from Decked. You can pretty much use this function And it makes it easier to reach in to the tailgate, because when the tailgate is down, it's hard to reach. So you have a better shot at taking something out of the tailgate without having to climb in. And this is a short bed. If you have a 6.5 foot bed, that point is a little bit better. But as I said, I do like the way Ram's done this. I like the fact that you can keep one side, you know, closed and the other side open. Again, if you just have something here that you want to take out, it's just easier to get to this point, right? And closing it just like that. Now, if you forget to close the tailgate, like let's just say it's slightly open like that, Ram does give you something on the dash that shows you that the tailgate is open. That way things don't go flying out. So you can see the icon right there shows that part of that tailgate is open, and up top you do have a button to drop it. So if I drop the tailgate down, that indicator does show that the normal tailgate is down. Up next is Ford. I can already tell you I like their tailgate design better, because you see the lines going down vertically? They look a lot better than that odd line going down half of the tailgate on the Ram. I'm just being honest here. From the design perspective, Ford's looks better, okay? With that being said, same design. So if you need the tailgate to act as a tailgate, you want to identify as a tailgate, well, here it is. It identifies as a tailgate. They still give you the workstation, so if you want to put your iPad or your phone up here, you still have that. You can do some measurements here. You have the clamps if you need to cut something up here. Really nice. Also, you have a power tailgate going back up. You can do that off the key as well. For 2025, Ram does have that same function. Now, you guys can see an arrow right here. If you push the button, you'll see that it does open up this way. As I mentioned on the Rams, people at campgrounds, especially at the sketchy ones, you don't want people to see what you have in your bed. If you have a tonneau cover, you can just kind of come in this way, grab something out, and voila, you don't have to worry about exposing what you have in here. And as I said too, on the Rams, it just makes it a lot easier to reach into the pickup bed. Now with theirs, they do have bed lights. Ram also did. Also, they have 400 watts of power, or 2,000 watts, or 7,000 watts if you get the power boost. So those are options that Ford has. For 2025, Ram has 2,000 watts available, and they now have a 400 watt plug in the bed. That truck does not have it for 2024. But as I said, it opens up that much. And neither one of these trucks had a step to get into the bed, but that is available. Oh yeah, and by the way, you guys know that Ford has a step on top of the tailgate. Well, when you get this style, it does delete it for you. If you do forget to close your tailgate all the way, or if you think it's closed, like that for example, let's see if Ford gives you an indicator to let you know that the tailgate's open, because we don't want stuff flying out of the bed because we forgot to secure the tailgate. I may have encountered a technical difficulty. The screen's not working. It's not good whatsoever. Let me check to make sure it's not because the tailgate is open, and that's like their way of telling you that it's not closed securely. Yeah, it's not working, guys. I just closed the tailgate. When I drove it over here, it worked, but it's not working now, so I'm not sure what happened. But nevertheless, I want to show you guys one last thing. Obviously, you guys know this 360 camera view. You can also open and close the tailgate from inside, so I just wanted to show it to you really quickly. So if you drop the tailgate down, like that, or if you want to put it back up, you can do that by the push of a button. Things are not looking so good for Ford and Ram right now. I'm just being honest with you guys. With that being said, here's the Chevy. Now, GMC and Chevy are identical. They just have different names, okay? With that being said, the design of it, I don't know. It depends on who you are. I have a GMC. I'm not a fan of the design. I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm just not. But the overall functions of it are pretty cool. So you have a button here, and you have this one. So let's push this one first. And as you see, it's assisted, and it acts as a normal tailgate. You would never know there's anything different about it. Now, one thing I like about the Chevys is you do have this guy. So if you do have things that are a little bit longer that go outside of the tailgate, this acts as a block for it basically, right? Also, if you put it back up, you also have this guy too. So if you need to carry wood or something, you can do it this way. And that flap again comes up like so. And if you push both these buttons together, you now have a step here. There is an optional kicker sound system that you can get if you tailgate a lot. And if you want to get in, they provide this handle here. So stepping in, it's pretty easy. Now on the other two, as I said, I don't see the steps on neither one of these trucks. They are available, but they must be an option. I don't know why they wouldn't come a part of these packages, but it is what it is. We'll just blame it on COVID. But you have bed steps, 400 watts. I think that Chevy's makes a lot of sense here. Now the only downside to this tailgate, because there is a downside, it's not power, and if you have a hitch on, this tailgate could make contact. So you do have to buy a special hitch for this truck so that way you don't damage your tailgate. I cannot tell you how many guys I've met when they first introduced this and people weren't telling them about that. So with that being said, they all have their strengths and weaknesses. I do like the fact too, I didn't show it to you, or maybe I did, but when you do push both the buttons together, as I said on the other two, it's easier to grab in here, although you still have part of the tailgate in your way, so you can't reach in as far as you can on the Ram and the Ford. Let's go ahead and go inside and check out what happens when the tailgate's down. So this says right there, inner tailgate open, and when you push this button, let's see if I put it in reverse. Interesting, it doesn't tell you that the tailgate is down or anything. I thought it would show up there that the tailgate is down, but you cannot put the tailgate up inside the truck. Now, if you skip this Multiflex tailgate and get the standard one, you can put it up with power, but I'm not sure why they haven't found a way to make this tailgate work with the power function. I don't know, it is what it is though. Another advantage I have not discussed is if you are towing a trailer, the Ford and the Ram tailgates might work better because if you open them sideways, you can still get stuff out without having to climb over the tailgate or over the side of the bed. So as I said, I would pick a winner here, and I do like the fact for the Ford and the Rams that you can actually still get into the bed without having to worry about hitting your jack on your trailer. But as you guys just saw, Chevy has more functionality, Chevy's is cheaper, and Chevy makes it available for every trim level. So there's no denying who won this today. GMC won this today, guys, 100%, because it comes standard. Just kidding. Chevy won this today, and I will say that GMC did too because they make it available on every trim level and it's not so overly expensive. Now, I would like to see them make it standard on the Chevy trucks on the higher trim levels, but I do like the fact that it is an option because, as I said, I ordered my High Country without it because I wanted that power up and down because I had a fifth wheel at the time. So I hope this video was helpful. I think it's pretty clear who has a better tailgate here. They all have nice features, but Chevy definitely stuck out today. That was a really good mic drop. Darn, whatever. I forgot to tell you second and third place, but here it is. Ford is definitely second place because you don't have to get an extra package to get the tailgate. I do like the fact that they make it standard, or they will be making it standard on the higher trim levels. But as far as the Ram goes, I think that Rams is probably tied with Ford if they could somehow manage to make it available across the board and make it to where you don't have to get those extra packages, that would probably put them at second place. But for now, I think second place goes to Ford. Ram is in third place on this one.